Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, Treasure Ndemane, Mkomati, Gasha, Stsovukani, son of Ndaba, Indaba Ipeli, Spela Ngokufa, and this is Treasure's Adventures. I would like to welcome you to another episode of Morning Motivation. Today, guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about what I've been thinking about, pondering actually about, and it's been bothering me because I have not been able to share it with anyone, and I've just been holding on all the things that I've thought about and all the things that I've been meditating on to myself. But now I just want to share it with you, and I hope that it will be something that will motivate you to get through the week, to get through the month, and to get through the entire rest of 2024. Today I want to talk to you about stewardship. Why do I want to talk about stewardship? Is because we've heard a lot of things that are pertaining to how we are not responsible for the things that we do in our lives. We are not responsible for where we are in our lives. And that's something that I particularly disagree with, because at the end of the day, I believe that the final analysis rests with the individual. And so that's why today I want to talk about what stewardship is and what stewardship means to me, and something that I've been thinking about for quite some time. So stewardship, let's get into it. Stewardship, rather, where do we start? We start at, what is a steward? A steward is someone who has been employed to be a manager. It's someone who has been employed to keep hold. It's someone who has been employed to basically exercise a certain level degree of responsibility, and someone who takes charge of what has been entrusted to him. That's what a steward is. And that's something that I believe that each and one of us can resonate with, because we are all, at the end of the day, stewards of our dreams, of our vision, of our purpose for our lives. That's what I believe. And so when we look at the issue of being a steward, I look at it not only from a perspective of business-wise. I don't want to look at it from a perspective of your work or your employment. I don't want to look at it from a perspective of your relationship as well only. But I want to look at it from a personal standpoint, because at the end of the day, in order for all these components of our lives to work, we need to be able to say truthfully to ourselves that we are good stewards of our own lives. And that's what I particularly want to talk about today. And the reason why I want to talk about that today is because I have realized that there is a myriad of information that we are bombarded with on a daily basis that keeps us in a perpetual state of victimhood. We are a victim basically to the people who perpetuates this narrative. We are a victim of the white man. We are a victim of the black man. We are a victim of a corrupt system. We are a victim of politicians. We are a victim of socialism, capitalism, and whatever it is that you want to name. There's a lot of things and a lot of ways that you can excuse your own actions in your life, because we have always been bombarded by this type of things. And I don't particularly believe that each and every single person has it bad in their own lives because of whatever the topic of the day is, or whatever ism is chosen for that particular moment and time in life. I believe that each and one of us has some certain level of responsibility that we bear for our own lives. And that's why I want to talk about stewardship, or rather being a steward, not necessarily stewardism. I don't believe that's a word, but being a steward of your own life. I want to talk about that because I've been thinking a lot about that. And the reason why is because I believe that each and one of us have been entrusted with the ability to think, with the ability to be responsible, and with the ability to take action for our goals and for where we want to be in our lives. If you didn't have a desire for it, if you didn't think about it, you wouldn't take action for it. And that's what I believe. I believe that each and one of us, wherever you are in life, at some point in your childhood, you had a dream, you had a vision, you had a possibility, you had a potential in you that said, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. Whether a doctor, a lawyer, a police officer, a magistrate, a whatever the case may be, a millionaire, billionaire, you had that in you. And that in and of itself shows that you had entrusted yourself with a vision that you want to pursue. And so somewhere along the line, you lost it. Somewhere along the lines, you didn't take responsibility. Somewhere along the lines, you didn't take charge. And this is where stewardship comes in. Stewardship for me, or rather being a steward for me, comes in two parts. It's number one, servitude, and number two, loyalty. And the reason why I have chosen these particularly two components of what being a steward is because I have read in the Bible many times where Jesus says to his disciples, to those who have, even more will be given, and to those who do not have, even what little they have will be taken away from them. That's something that I have read and something that I have thought about for the longest time. And all of this, or rather this quote that I have given to you, comes from a point in Jesus' teaching where he tells his disciples that a certain parable, rather, that there was a certain king who left his estate to his servant, and to one of his servants he left a certain amount of lots. He left 5, he left 3, he left 2, and he left 1. And in all of these servants, he details that one of them invested, another invested, but the one who had one basically decided, no, I'm going to hide what my master has given me. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to invest. I'm not going to put any effort. I'm just going to be lazy. I'm going to put it under my bed and let it be. That's what Jesus teaches us. And he says that when the master comes back, he finds that the one who had 5 now has 10. The one who had 3 now has 6. The one who has 2 now has 4. And the one who has 1 basically hasn't gained anything. And so Jesus says to his servants that, look, the master will say to the one who has 5, you good and faithful servant. That for me is a very interesting word choice. You good and faithful servant. Whatever you have been entrusted with, now you will have more. And he says the famous words, to those who have, even more will be given. But to those who do not have, whatever it is that they have will be taken away from them. Now that's, for me, is particularly interesting because all the other 3, so to speak, are characterized by 2 things, servitude and loyalty. And that's what happens to every single person who endeavors to achieve their dreams. They are characterized by 2 things, servitude for their dream and their commitment to their dream. Their loyalty to your dream. You can tell them whatever you want to tell them. You can offer them whatever you want to offer them. But when they are servants, when they are good stewards, they will tell you, nah, I'm not going to groove. I need to study. Tomorrow I'm writing an exam. Nah, I need to study this case law. Tomorrow I have a big case that I have to present. Servitude. And when they get to where they go, when they get to the exam room, when they get to the courtroom, when they get to the theater, when they get into the workshop, if you're an engineer, you do what you were preparing for. That's a good and loyal servant. And so that's something that I've been particularly interested, because one of the things that we have neglected, and one of the things that I believe I can fault, even our education system, is that it has taught us that everything that happens, we have the right, or we have the ability to push it to other people. Yeah, I'm poor because of my mother or my father. Yeah, I'm not educated because of so and so and so. Yeah, I am where I am because my boss refused to promote me. That's the mindset that we have been taught. But I don't believe in that mindset, because at the end of the day, each and every one of us has the ability to pursue our vision and our dreams without compromise. We can say to ourselves, I will not remain in this situation because this situation is not benefiting my dream in any way. It's not benefiting where I want to go in any way. It's not teaching me in any way. And therefore, I will leave the situation. And so we have no excuse. And that's one thing that we learn about the servants and the master, is that the servant who had 1, he said, my master, I did not want to risk losing what you gave me. So I sat on it. And then the master says, if I did not want any risk, I could have done what you have done myself. And I believe that is a message that we should all have, that whether you believe in God or not, you should believe that if you don't risk for your vision, there is no reward that you will get. If you don't risk for your purpose, there is no reward that you will get. You are the ultimate end to get to where you want to go. You are the ultimate end to get to where your passion and your vision and your dream wants to go. There is no way of you getting to where you want to go if you don't take the risk of stepping into your next movement. If you can't move, you are dead. If you can't move, you are in the same place. If you can't move, even what you had will be taken away from you. If you can't say, I'm going to take the next step, I don't know where it's going to land me. I don't know where it's going to lead me, but I'm taking the next step to my vision. If you don't do that, then there's no winning for you. And that's what being a steward is. It's saying, I am going to serve my vision to the best of my ability. I don't know whether the effort that I'm putting is going to result in something big. I don't know whether the effort that I'm putting is going to result in me being a success. But regardless, I'm going to be faithful to the work. I'm going to be faithful to it. And so that makes you a good and faithful servant, where you say, I just only had my laptop. Now I have a bunch of laptops. I only had one room, but now I have a mansion. I have flats. I only had one potato that I could sell, but now I have a franchise of potatoes. I only had 2 chickens, but now I am selling a dozen of chickens. That's what servitude, that's what loyalty can lead to. And so the mindset that says, I'm waiting for the government to fund me, I'm waiting for the government to expropriate without compensation, I'm waiting for government to establish a state bank, I'm waiting for government to do whatever the government is promising to do. That is a wrong mindset, because you are basically relinquishing all responsibility from yourself and saying, I'm only going to succeed if someone else does something for me. But that's not what a steward does. A steward says, I'm going to do what I can in order to achieve what I want to achieve. I'm not going to wait on my parents. I'm not going to wait on my friends. I'm not going to wait on some rich person who will come from heaven and give me what I need to do. No. I'm going to take the first step myself and say, I'm going to do what I need to do in order to achieve my vision. That's what a person who is in charge of their life does. That's what a person who is in charge of their business does. That's what a person who is in charge of their family does. You don't wait for the neighbor to come and assist your sick wife. You don't wait for the neighbor to come and assist your sick kid. You don't wait for your neighbor to come and see whether there's a mixed portion in the fridge that you can eat tonight. No. If you are a man of the house, if you are a woman of the house, and you understand that today my kids need to eat, today my spouse needs to eat, today we can't sleep hungry, I need to go out and find the food for my family. That's what a steward does. And so I want to encourage you this morning. Take stand. Take stand. Be a servant. Be a servant for your career. Be a servant for your manager. Be a servant for your company. Be a servant for your vision. Be a servant for whatever it is that you're aspiring for in your own life. Be a servant even with your spouse, with your husband, with your wife. Be a servant. Don't be prideful. Take a humble stand and say, this is what I've been entrusted with. This is the only husband that I've been entrusted with. I'm going to satisfy. And I'm going to make sure that our relationship works to the best of my ability. I'm going to be loyal. I'm going to be trustworthy. I'm going to pray for him. I'm going to work towards our marriage. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that we succeed as a couple, because there's no one else who's coming to save us. And when you are down the line, 70 years into marriage, 80 years, or 100 years if you are blessed to live that long, people will wonder, how did you manage to stay together for this long? And you will say, I was a good and faithful servant. It's as simple as that. You had to work on it. When people come to you, sure, I'm amazed at your ability to quote case law, left, right, and center. I'm amazed at how you are able to go to court and argue this case and not have a problem and win every time. How did you do it? You will say, I was a good steward. Yo, I can't believe you performed this heart surgery. Everyone thought it was impossible to perform such a head surgery. How did you do it? I was a good and faithful servant. I can't believe you made this so much money. Wow, you are the richest person in Africa. How did you do it? I was a good and faithful servant. It is only those who are faithful to the task. It is only those who assume the role of, I want to serve. I'm going to do what I need to do. I need to be a servant, who are able to succeed in life. The people who decide, nah, I need people to serve me. I'm going to be lazy. I have my talents. Don't you see I'm talented? You need to work for me. Those people don't succeed. Their businesses don't succeed. It is only the people who work, who strive, who travel day and night, work on their craft, work on what they have been entrusted on. Those are the people who succeed. And that is you. I see you this morning, waking up, going to work, happy, excited, going into the office, doing the work that you need to do for you to succeed. Nurturing your vision, that is you today. And I believe that. With all of my heart, I believe that. And that's the message that I wanted to share. 2 components that are needed for you to be a good steward of your own life. Number 1 is servitude. Number 2 is loyalty. You need to serve. You need to work. You need to put in, you need to sweat. By the sweat of your brow, you shall reap. By the sweat of your brow, you shall eat. He who does not work does not eat. That's the principle of the world. And number 2, you've got to be faithful to what you are doing. You can't do half jobs. You can't do something else and then focus on other things. No. You need to be focused. You need to be faithful. You need to know, I am a dancer. I'm going to dance. When I wake up, I'm dancing. When I'm sleeping, I'm dancing. Whatever I'm doing, I'm dancing. I'm perfecting my craft. I'm a dancer. You are loyal to it. When they offer you, no, but become a mechanic. No, I'm not a mechanic, I'm a dancer. If you are a lawyer, you are a lawyer. You don't become a police officer and a lawyer at the same time. No, you're a lawyer. When they say to you, no, but I want you to come. I feel you are fit. You can run. You can do. No. I can do all those things, but I'm a lawyer. I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to do whatever I can to be a lawyer. Yeah, I'm a doctor. Yeah, but I feel like, you can be a motivational speaker. No, I'm a doctor. Loyalty to what you need to do. You need to be loyal. No amount of money, no amount of convincing, no amount of anything should deter you from your goal. I'm a husband. I don't care how beautiful you are. I don't care how big your curves are. I don't care how attractive you look. I don't care whether you were top model of South Africa. I have my wife. I'm a husband. I'm going to stick with her. I'm a wife. My husband is this man of God. My husband is this man. I don't care whether he's poor or rich. It does not matter to me. I don't matter whether he has a car or has a 6-pack. It does not matter to me. I am his wife. You have a Ferrari. You have whatever. You can take me wherever you can. But I am loyal to this man. That is what loyalty is about. You stick to your goal. Stick to your servitude. Work on your goal. Be a steward. I'm excited to be a steward. I don't know about you, but I hope that you are excited to be a steward. And I will see you on the next video. Peace. I need to end it here.